Hello there guys, it's Joey and this is a new spell oil for the store. This is actually a spell oil I've been meaning to do for a little while and it just kind of got put off, and I thought that now is really the perfect time to do it. So the spell oil is Mistress of the Mantle for the goddess Brighid, or Brighid, depending on your pronunciation. The Celtic goddess of healing, poetry and smithcraft. She's associated with the fiery arrows of justice, as well as being synonymous with Inbolg, which is of course upcoming, hence the energies, feeling out those energies that were right to the creation of this particular oil in her honour. Known as the Mistress of the Mantle, she is associated with the fires of inspiration and the role of the bard, particularly bardic lore, who were the retainers of cultural heritage and learning, with the Celtic path and those that were engaged in the magical word, believing that the preservation of history was very important and was captured in an oral form through poetry and the spoken poem, the spoken saga. I feel that there is an energy to Brighid which is not often brought to the fore, but in discussions about her role. And this, I feel that she is a goddess of alchemy. She's an alchemist. She rules over smithcraft and the process of utilising the fire and the creation, the alchemy of smithing, of items of great import, be they for beauty, for status, for prominence, talks and jewellery, or be it for weaponry and defending one's land and conquering other lands, and the change that all of these things would be synonymous with, as well of course with healing and poetry. And healing, the process, the transformation of one who is sick into one who is well, and that healing alchemy that takes place and the magic involved there. And then the alchemy of words, with being associated with poetry and the bard, and the very key role they played within and still do play within Celtic paths. Quite frequently she is viewed in a maiden aspect. Sometimes she's considered to be sister to the Morrigan. In a lot of Morrigan-based paths, people consider her to be sister to the Morrigan and have a compatible energy that she may turn up on occasion within Morrigan pathworking, and Morrigan doesn't seem to mind too much, which is unusual. So it speaks volumes to the level of trust and sistership that there is between them. Her totem animals are the crow and the ewe, and again this comes in with the Inbolg imagery, with this maiden-esque energy where she lights the world again at Inbolg, that life is coming back to the world, and in times of gone by, it was a really scary time, and seeing those snowdrops come through and the life returning and the world warming up was a big deal. And as such, she survived and became a saint because they couldn't get rid of her influence when they Christianized the lands. So she transformed, as it were, into a saint and carried on that way. So, Mistress of the Mantle spell oil is to honour the goddess Brighid. It had to be a alchemy in a bottle, basically. It had to be the breath of life and the promise of spring and all this joyous energy of growth and personal transformation. An energy of purification and healing underpins the rest of the spell oil, because I feel that particularly at Imbolc, when we are honouring Brighid, we do go through this alchemic process of personal regeneration and purification, and it's a really good time for cleansing out the winter urge and moving on, even if it's just on an energetic level, even if the weather's not complying. There is beauty and poetry here as well. I felt it was really important that the oil be joyous and full of poetry in its own right, full of light in its own right. It's glowing all by itself, which I always love to see, particularly in the goddess oils. I think it's important that they illuminate from within. You know, you can feel the magic just from a visual perspective, and I think it's really important, particularly when creating items for goddesses and gods, of course, that they have that wonder, that art, that magic. So Mistress of the Mantle will be in store soon. Many blessings.